You died. When you wake up, you're no longer in the deep fryer of an Applebee's, and you're certainly not in heaven, because you are in Sintopia. You have been appointed by the big man himself to lead Hell Incorporated, and now you need to build an underworld to reform sinners. Except the real punishment isn't torture, it's bureaucracy. I have completely and utterly broken this game, and I swear to you that is not an over-exaggeration. What you are about to witness is the culmination of massive tax fraud, weaponized incompetence, and making my employees' lives so miserable that they're having a strike in hell. Our goal is to use this to survive an end times level apocalypse and fight off waves of lizard god people with ludicrous amounts of money. Sintopia begins with picking boons you can unlock from a series of idols. Our idol is a literal giant pile of paperwork that increases our costs, upkeep, and makes everything incredibly inefficient. How that could possibly be the best thing in the game, keep watching and you will find out. So I've got a custom world that I just made, and all you really need to know about this is that I have basically maxed out all the enemy spawns, so there is like 1 billion enemies on the world. We are talking apocalyptic levels. Now that we've loaded in, you can see a very critical piece of information, and it's that flat earthers were right all along. We are the administrator of the underworld. Our job down here is to reform souls that come through this gate over here and then let them resurrect out on the other side. We could also head up to the overworld. You can see that this is where all the humans are walking around doing their thing, and we desperately want this temple to survive. If it blows up, we lose. My goal for this video is to destroy every single enemy settlement there is on the entire map. You can see these giant lizard people settlements that are all full of hostiles and very, very difficult to deal with, and we have to beat them. We also have to survive a literal giant demon end time apocalypse. So let's get started. The normal way you play the game is, you have these buildings to reform the humans, and then we can kind of have them walk out this way, and then they can come over here and get resurrected, right? This seems like a pretty good setup. Take that idea and completely bulldoze it. Instead, what I am going to do is build a gigantic track that goes all the ways around the entire area. Now that this is done, instead of people waiting in these pesky lines, we are just going to have them run around this entire field non-stop until they are reformed. We can put down 2 Omnisyn Doctor booths so that those are going to start reforming people. I will put down some waiting lines right here. Just as the bus comes in and delivers us a fresh batch of souls. There we go. If we click on the humans, you can see they have a sin meter, and we want this to be below 50 anytime they resurrect. That way we get access to this advanced currency down here, which lets us level up our stuff. I will put in these waiting booths and roads, and now we have to hire our employees. That's right, the people who work for us are imps, and I basically just need the worst of the worst. This lady has minus 10% work speed, so we can pay her less. Fantastic. This one has longer break times. Sure, go for it. This one has experience gain. Yeah, we don't want her. This guy is going to make us money when he goes on break and fails sometimes. I will definitely take him. Oh, this dude is insanely expensive. Let's just take him anyway. Now the humans are going to get into these waiting lines, and we are going to slowly reform them with our really, really amazing programs, such as having them sit in a chair, and evil is bad. Being a goodie is good. Yes, as you can see, we spared no expense for these programs. As for the guy over here, he is just going to continue to walk around the entire field. Why is that a good thing? Well, the one boon that I chose increases the cost of our roads by 500% and also increases its upkeep massively. Now you might wonder, how could that possibly be a good thing? Well, if we keep watching this guy walking along, he makes us money. For every 75 tiles these humans walk on, they are going to make us a little bit of money. So we want everybody to be running on these tiles non-stop like track champions. At the very end, I am going to build a soul dispatcher, and then I can set some rules for it to dictate where people are going to go. So if they are reformed, they are going to head off into being resurrected. But if their sin level is too high, they are going to turn straight back around and walk around the entire track again. However, there is a problem. For every couple of seconds that people spend not in waiting lines walking around these normal soul roads, they are going to gain more sins. The thing is, if they gain more sins, we can keep making money from them. Also, as you can see, we have hired the very best employees.
I deserve a break.
After about 2 minutes of working, our employees are going to follow that up immediately with a 2-minute break of doing nothing. We are trying to create the most inefficient system of nothing possible. And it gets even better. In the bottom left is my upkeep, which is 3,658. I've barely got enough money to actually pay it. But what if I didn't? Instead, I am going to spend all of my money on a gigantic imp road that is going to lead to right there in the front. This is going to allow our workers to traverse the road relatively quickly, and you might be wondering, why would I want to spend all my money? As a matter of fact, I am actually going to spend even more money on a bunch of fear props, which is going to speed up all of the souls in the area. So now I basically have no money, but you can see it is going to speed up all of these people, and now they are going to start moving even faster. And just like that, we're bankrupt. Every single day, if you can't pay your employees, they go on strike. Our imps are on their way to the front because they are currently striking with signs like butt hurt and onions for all. Fair enough. Pension at 666 years, on strike until retirement. Our employees will strike for 1/3 of the entire day, which means that all of the sinners are just going to wait in line because there is nobody to man any of the facilities. And we really don't care. As you can see, the welcome to hell is about what you'd expect. It is flaming tires and just piles of general refuse along with the workers striking. You know, you've created the true underworld when the bus with the Grim Reaper arrives, and the first thing the souls see is that all the imps are on strike for bad working conditions. Now, as soon as the strike is over, our imps are going to go and get back to work. They are going to hop on these imp tiles and speed walk all the ways back to their working facilities that I have tactically placed very far away. Why would I do that? Well, let's watch this one imp and see what happens as he walks. That's right, I get currency. So not only do I make money when the humans walk on these normal tiles, but I also make money when the imps walk on imp tiles. In exchange, all of my roads are, as I said, 500% more expensive, so everything costs just an arm and a leg. This is $40 of upkeep for an imp road, which is ridiculous. So this one path makes up about 1/5 of my total upkeep. Here's the thing. Upkeep doesn't matter if you're never gonna pay it anyway. I am now going to reinvest my money into more fear props for all the people actually here, so they are going to move even faster. And I am also going to build another imp road. So we're gonna build this one out this way. It'll come all the ways right there. Fantastic. I just need a little bit more money to build something else. Now look, I think we can all admit that our imps have been working really, really hard to make this the best underworld possible. So like a good boss, I'm going to give them a break room. The restroom will be positioned right here, and now all of the imps that go on break can use the restroom instead, which is going to have their break time. Except having their break time actually means that they have to walk all along this tile, then all the ways back to get to the break room, then all the ways back, and then all the ways back to their workstations. So you can see the very first victim is on his way, and he's going to use the toilet, except I think he's going to crap himself on the way there because it is such a massively long line. God, this is disgusting. Because we're gaining these heroes from our imps just walking on tiles, we don't even really care about reforming any of the souls because the currencies that they give us, we can just get by making our employees run a marathon. In the Liber Administratum, I can check all my upgrades, and the ones that I want immediately is Charismatic Admin, increases the speed effect of fear and motivation. So now the fearful humans are going to be running faster. I will throw down a few of these sky dancers, the things that you find at all kinds of different car shops, and there we go, throw all of these. And so now our employees are going to be speed walking over to the break room, which, premium break room, by the way. Dude, this guy is so sad. He's not even closing the toilet stall. He just knows that it's not worth it. Actually, not only is he not closing the toilet stall, he's peeing with his pants on. All right, chop chop, back to work, and now they can go ahead and walk the long route. Oh, nope, it's strike time. They couldn't even get back to work. They just have to strike immediately. Now all of the employees are gonna go ahead and leave the souls meandering in line endlessly to go on strike for yet another day in a row, and they are going to continuously earn us even more currencies. I did really like how a lot of the humans came in here as like these minor sinners. You know, they weren't really doing that much wrong, but because they have been stuck in line for so long, they are turning into these like ridiculously hardened criminal sinners. So how exactly are we going to scale this strategy to to be even more stupid, because I promise you, we are only at the cusp of how insane this gets. If more workers on more tiles means more currency, then it stands to reason that we want as many dead-end workers as possible doing whatever job possible and running for as long as possible. So what if, and I'm just spitballing here, what if I bought another piece of land? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to hell number 2. By creating a gigantic pathway to literally nowhere, I have placed down about 10 or so waiting booths. I guess I could just go ahead and put a few more for good measure. There we go. Waiting booth, waiting booth, waiting booth. And now I am just going to start employing en masse all kinds of random people who have absolutely no value whatsoever. I don't care about their skills because they're not doing any work. Their traits are completely irrelevant. Their wages don't matter because I'm not paying them anyways. And as wage time rolls around, all of them are going to go on strike. Our legion of secretary ladies is now on their way to go strike all the ways at the very center of the city in the very front, and they are just going to take this long-ass route to get there. And of course, each one of them, for every 50 tiles they walk, is going to generate us a whole bunch of currency. And of course, as soon as the strike ends, they are all gonna get back onto these imp roads and zoom back to their secretary jobs where they are doing absolutely nothing. Obviously, the only way to make this more insane is to just make the path even more idiotic and increase the speed of everyone in it, so they're going to generate me even more currency. Also, I now need to head up to the overworld because it looks like there are enemies which are actually attacking our temple. Fortunately, we are blessed with a whole bunch of spells, like the ability to just wind blast them into a whole bunch of different directions. That doesn't actually do that much damage, though. But with all of my upgrade currency, just a super ludicrous amount, I could go in and I will upgrade my spell casting. We'll get Magmine, Archaeology, and we'll increase the power of all of our spells as well. Why not? So now these guys are just fighting these random dogs, and we're just gonna explode them and set them on fire. Why not? Oh, everyone died. Oh, it looks like there's another group of enemies marching in, but I'm just gonna do the exact same thing and blow them up because I have a ton of upgrade points. I'm also gonna run around and just grab whichever upgrades I want of all the different areas. We'll get more cultists, sure, whatever. Remove more sins, get more money. And of course, we'll just top it all off by making the route that these guys have to go down even more disgusting. Oh my god, wait, the route is so long that they can't even make it to the strike. They just turn around halfway through because the strike is over. It took them a third of the day just to get from here to here. I went from 0 heroes to 68, and now I can just start upgrading everything again. Naturally, if we really want things to get even more silly, I am going to buy all this random garbage and then buy the Super Soul Road, which is a special kind of soul road that we can have all these people walk on. It has an upkeep of 160 and costs 1,250 per tile, and we are just going to start filling the entire middle area with this specific road. It might cost an insane amount of money, but it also repays itself super fast because you can see how quick people are walking on it and generating us even more money per tile stepped on. We are 7 days into the game, and I have not paid the wages or upkeep for anything for all 7 of those days. The secret to running a successful business is actually pretty simple. Don't pay your workers. Wait, I think we're actually getting to the limit of what we can do because people are now having to wait at the line up here. It is actually just a perfectly curated line of people now. And after doubling our production one last time, our giant army of secretaries is going to go on strike for the 8th time in a row, and they are going to allow me to pretty much max out the entire rest of the research tree. We are only 8 days into the game, and I have nearly completed the entire research tree, while simultaneously losing $37.5 thousand every day that I am not paying. Unfortunately, we have now reached the point where we have deviants. Ignore the screams of everyone who is running on these things because they're running so fast. Whee! Deviants are people who have reached over 50 sin in any particular category, and they cannot be treated by our normal doctors. Instead, we need specialists, which, I mean, you know, they normally take some research to unlock. Let me just grab every single one. There we go. We need to use a specialist for each of the different sins. So because this person is an envy deviant, we need to send them to an enviologist in order to actually get rid of any of their stats. Now, I know I just spent a ton of tech points unlocking all of these technologies, but we're not actually going to build any of them. You see, instead, I actually have a better idea, and it's called not caring about this problem even a little bit. We are going to find a way to treat these guys without ever actually treating them. You will understand what this means in a little bit. For the time being, the only thing that I care about is actually just getting more money, so I am going to continuously build up our soul roads so we can just make more money. We're also running into the problem where this is actually holding up the line, so I think I need to build a second one of these. All right, there we go. So now with a crossing, we can actually get people moving even faster. So with the fact that when there's so many people, we can't even process them with these dispatchers, which have the rules in them, is ridiculous. I could have also just deleted them because it's not like anybody's getting reformed anyway. I have 197 tech points, so I should probably spend those on, I don't know, let's just unlock every technology here. And let's just finish off the technologies there. I've already got every technology here, I guess. So let's just get a couple more up here. Unfortunately, the humans are still being attacked. They're not being attacked by very large raiding parties. Despite my advanced technology level, we're not really in the later stages of the game at all. Unfortunately, the humans are kind of losing here, so I need to use some of my reserve powers and just zap these guys into dust. In the top right are a couple of other pieces of important information. There is the strike that my people are going on. Just gonna ignore that. We have the Sinometer, which is going to show us how many deviants there are of everything. There are 6 lust deviants, which is actually quite a lot. I don't know why there's so many. There is the cult area, so we actually have a number of cultists that are going to run around at night. I think they just finished running around. We've also got doctors here. Hey, wait a minute. These guys look like me. And most importantly, we have the leader. The human civilization does, in fact, elect a random leader, and so we are going to look at the one right now. This one is a heartfelt humanist. Oh, they're a radical. You can tell they're a radical because they want to build useless things like hospitals. Now, it's great that he wants to stop people from dying, but unfortunately, that's a little bit of a problem with my current business model. So we are going to let the wheels of democracy turn and boot him out of office. Now that he has been successfully voted out of office, we could go locate the new ruler who is going to sprint his way, absolutely marathoning it, all the ways up to here, and he is going to crown himself. Let's see what kind of leader he is. He is an anxious patriot. That's what I want. His priority lies in making war. Now this I absolutely love because it's going to make this civilization a lot more resilient to the lizard people and also a lot more ready to expand and take more land. It's also going to mean that they're going to try and launch these really fruitless attacks where the lizard people are just going to kill them, but it means more souls heading on to hell. So more money for us. All right, finally I have spent all of my money and another strike is going to get me probably enough tech points to fully fit out the tech tree completely. And we are making an insane amount of money from all of the people running in circles. Now this seems pretty good, but what if we made it even more diabolical? If I go into my tech tree, I'm going to get some major fear and motivation props, which means that I can head in and get a dark altar, which is going to increase the fear massively of everyone in the area. It will unfortunately be kind of bad for our employees if they end up getting caught in these zones, but it's, you know, that's a concern for later. It's not like we've been treating our employees with a terribly large amount of respect anyways. So now all of these dark altars do 90 fear, which is going to juice the amount of fear up all the ways to terrified, which is plus 225% movement speed. Now everyone is just zooming across at the speed of light, and oh my god, they're actually getting stuck again. I think I need to make a third route. I might have made a little bit of, okay, crap. I made a slight leak in the system, and it looks like a lot of very big sinners have got, oh my goodness. Yeah, we're gonna ignore that. That might be a problem later. All right, there we go. It only took a small breach of containment to fix everything. Ooh, okay, it looks like the rays are actually getting quite a bit bigger, which is kind of unfortunate. Fortunately, by getting these shrines, which our humans have done, we get access to a couple of free spells. So I am going to, oh wait, you know what I can do? Level up my spells to be max power, buy every single spell in the entire game, level up these to max, level up this to max. Wait, do I just buy everything? Okay, well, I've bought almost everything, and it looks like the Guaca, the lizard people, are now fighting over here, but I have a insanely overpowered lightning bolt, so we're just gonna shock all of them a million times. I don't have unlimited of these, and I need to find a way to make faith coins, which are essentially our way of spending the mana for all of these spells. Also, there are now 36 deviants. This is rapidly getting out of control. First, though, I think I need to admit to myself that I've kind of got a problem. But there's no problem in the world that can't be solved by hiring 900,000 secretaries to not actually get paid to do anything and walk from point A to point B and then walk back. Whenever you have a structure that's not connected to roads, or it's not properly connected, which none of these structures are, by the way, the game plays a phone call sound effect, and for me, it has literally been ringing off the hook. So I have spent the last, like, 30 minutes of this recording just constantly listening to the sound of a phone ringing. To solve our Faith Coin problem, I've built all of these Total Hell recalls. They're basically theaters that do not reform people even a little bit, but they do generate us Faith Coins. So we are just going to mash these out, and I'm not even employing secretaries for these waiting lines. We're just using auto waiting booths. They look very, you know, they're very nice from a certain perspective. For me, you know, there's nothing more beautiful in life than watching 300 workers marching to protest their wages, then turning around and marching back because it's lunchtime. Also, it is now official. I have every single technology in the entire administration book, but I do still need to amass a whole bunch of these hero currencies because we are going to need those for a different thing. You know, this strategy is broken when I am actually at the point that I'm making enough money where my employees don't even have to go on strike. Just from all of these guys running in circles, I am going to maintain my upkeep. Also, it seems there is another fight going on. Oh no, it's actually our humans who are doing really well. This is why we put in the Anxious Patriot in here. And he's even going to give us a thing. Oh, okay, well, ignore the dudes that I just killed there. I had to use that to open this. As a matter of fact, there's actually a whole lot of chests we can go around and open. I just need to lightning bolt them real quick. They're gonna give us 9 newcomers. Oh my god, the traffic jam is starting to get really bad now. I think I need to figure out some creative way to solve this because people are just getting stuck on each other constantly. This is horrendous. I now have $104,000. I can easily pay the upkeep of all the secretaries over here that aren't doing anything, but I am going to pause the game and immediately spend all my money by buying every single piece of additional land there is on the map. Actually, maybe not every single, just all the ones that are even remotely important to me. Another one of the unintended consequences of what I'm doing here is that we are growing into our atonement crisis. That is the giant apocalyptic demon invasion, which is going to happen when 50,000 total sins accrue across everyone. The problem is that I believe this is counting all the sins that are being gained by the people who are in here, which is, you know, it's not great. But honestly, I don't think I even care that much. I didn't even realize that I have 81 employees. It's just that 71 of them are working up here. That is diabolical. So now that we're actually able to afford upkeep without our people striking every 5 seconds, it's time for us to ask the question, how do we make even more money? To do this, we are going to build ourselves one gigantic soul road that leads all the ways out here. We want it to touch the lava because the lava instills more fear, which makes everyone run even faster. And then we need to start putting down buildings in this super administrative black hole. This is literally a singularity of bureaucracy. And so what we can put down in here is a building called the Impish Resources. Honesty, empathy, bravery. The 3 pillars of the Impish Resources Handbook. Shame the company publishing it went bankrupt. As long as we build things inside the super administrative black holes area, it will reduce each structure by 700 upkeep, including the employees. So all of these buildings are essentially free. While I was building the massive administration area, it seems that a random saint has actually gotten stuck over here, and he is, well, he's not gonna do anything. Whenever we resurrect someone with the low sin level, they have a chance of turning into a saint, and we don't make any money from saints, and we basically can't move their sin level at all. You might think that's a good thing for the overworld, but it's a bad thing for us. Now, we have 2 methods to treat saints. We can either A, break their holy patience. The way that we do this is very simple. We make them wait in line. Even a saint can only handle so much, and if we make them wait in a gigantic waiting line, it is going to decrease their patience until they give up and stop being a saint. We can also expose them to our employees' failures, so every time one of our employees fails at a task, they lose patience as well. Or we are going to use a third method, and that third method is the same way that... What is happening? Okay, well, that third method is the same way that we are going to treat treat all of these deviants by demolishing all of my doctor buildings. Yep, that's right. We don't actually need any of these things. The lust deviant problem has gotten so bad that the ruler has now been corrupted and is a libinius natalist. The only thing they do is extreme copulation. Daily birth rate is increased by 100%. That's probably not good. Once again, we must let the democratic process take its due and send him into the atmosphere. So how in the world are we going to deal with all the sinners and the saints while also not building any of the respective buildings that are supposed to treat them? Well, it's actually quite simple. We're gonna eat them. This is an abducting pit. Souls walking nearby have a chance to be permanently voided. It is a 0.35% chance to be voided on each tile, so what I am going to do is just build a road around it. And now I am going to set all of our rules here such that if someone is a deviant, we are also going to let them through. If they are a saint as well, we will do the same. So now all of our deviants are going to run through, and this is going to sort them in this direction. And we'll just throw down 2 dark altars for good measure, and as you can see, people are now just going to run in circles here and eventually get slurped up by the thing in the middle, meaning they are officially no longer our problem. They're also making us money because they're running on tiles, so this is really just a massive win for us all around. So what could possibly make our entire operation even more lucrative? If you're a real viewer, you'll understand where this is heading immediately. Massive levels of tax fraud. Each of these buildings is performing a very, very important task, and you can see it in live action here. Each of these buildings is going to decrease our daily upkeep. That resets at the end of each day, but because each of these buildings are free because of the administrative black hole, which we are saving $26,000 every day, all of our administration buildings, because I built 2 of them, are actually going to reduce our daily upkeep all the ways down to 0. This means that before we had massive strikes because we couldn't pay our employees. Now we're having no strikes because we're choosing to not pay our employees. Very big difference. Also, we are about to have a moderate unemployment crisis because I am going to demolish every single thing up here. We no longer have any use for any of the things. That has dropped my, oh my god, that dropped my upkeep by 30,000. And I'm pretty sure all the oh my goodness. If this isn't a recession indicator, I don't know what is. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate everything you've done for this company, which is factually nothing. But unfortunately, we are in a cost-cutting kind of situation, which means I have to fire every single one of you. It's not personal.
Well, I wanted to leave anyway.
Oh my god, the sounds that they're making. It's just fire beneath them. And there we go. Like a good boss, we've set 73 of our employees on fire and they are dead. Now that we want to actually destroy all of the lizard people and conquer the entire rest of the world here, it might not surprise you to hear that the humans are not terribly competent when it comes to combat. Most of them are on fire right now, and honestly, the fact that they were able to destroy this guac camp is pretty impressive. The thing about these lizard people that makes them so hard to remove is I will go find one camp. There we go. We cannot cast spells within these anti-magic fields that they have. So we actually need the humans over here to get large and powerful enough to destroy them for us. And also, just like clockwork, we are now at the point where the guacas are going to try and raid with really big armies. Specifically armies with warlords. All right, I'm actually a little afraid of these raids because there's guys raiding here, and then there is one more set of raiders that I think are on the opposite side of the map. Yep, here they come. It involves a warlord, and this guy is, he is going to take out many people. But now that they're outside of the magical radius, I can actually mess with them, and of course I've got a whole lot of nifty spells to do pretty much whatever I want, so I am going to use the one spell that extincted the dinosaurs. Now I know this might seem like overkill, but I assure you it is not. Wait, he lived? Yeah, speaking of overkill, this guy is still alive and he actually barely took any damage. Oh my god. This man just tanked an extinction event level meteor. Well, unfortunately, I'm kind of out of faith coins right now and I am waiting to get more. I have built a whole bunch of these to expand production, so we're kind of just waiting now. The other raiding party is also on their way, but I am just gonna use, I think I could just use a ton of lightning bolts and that should kind of solve this. I kind of want to save these for the demon raid. All right, how bad could this guy possibly be when it comes to these people? I mean, this guy is kind of tanking like a crazy man. He's got some pretty silly buffs. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough to take on the dinosaur himself. Oh, well, there's another soul. Actually, I kind of need more souls. Wait a minute. I'm going to do nothing. No, I'm just going to let these guys handle it themselves, because honestly, I don't really care all that much. Yeah, they're going to beat down the warlord, but take some serious damage in the process, I think. The second raiding group is also going to run over here. I think he might destroy my temple, which is actually kind of annoying. Oh, no, he's just going around and destroying everything else. Are those archers? Oh my goodness. Oh no. On the bright side, this is generating me quite a number of souls. Unfortunately, those guys were the tip of the iceberg, and the real unfortunate event is going to come in just a little bit when we accrue enough sins to summon the Pillar of Atonement event. Now, this is going to be a little mana efficient, but I think I need to actually break my way into here, and I do know there is one way. It just requires a little bit of brute force. I'm going to throw 100 million rocks at this temple. If I start the rock on the other side, I can actually get it inside. Can I throw these mag mines? Are they going to be able to hit? Oh, there we go. There's one of them down. There's number 2, number 3, and number 4. The anti-spell field is gone, and you know what that means. And once again, the warlords are still alive. Oh, come on. How long do you guys have to go before getting an insane ruler who just so happens to be extremely horny? This lady is single-handedly increasing the birth rate by a whopping 100%. Bonk. Go to jail. I gotta admit, it's actually pretty cool the way that the human society expands. It almost makes you forget about the fact that you're having all your cultists participate in a massive orgy in the basement to just spew out 1 billion children. Oh my god, they're going for round 2. Round 3? Wait, the bodies are like glitching out. You can see, oh my god, there's so many people in there, like the doors are coming off their hinges. What is happening? Well, I really hope that our cultists have prepared our society enough, because it's time. Oh, this isn't the demon one. Welcome to the atonement phase. This is... Did that just reconstruct the thing I just destroyed? No way. Guaka's Uprising. So at the top, there are going to be 2 major waves that strike us. Wait, all temples... Oh my god, I think this actually just respawned every single temple. Oh my god, there are 11 raids now taking place on our main base. Well, instead of setting all my people to be on orgy duty, I am going to have to set them on blackguards duty, so they can act as auxiliary troops. They're not going to be very good at it, but, you know, die or live, it doesn't really make a difference. You're going to end up in this massive maze of horrors either way. I've saved a crap load of money, and one of the modifications I took allows me to spend money in place of mana. The problem is that it makes all my spells 50% more expensive, which is probably not worth it. 32 raiders are attacking. Oh my goodness. I just realized that the graveyard is probably going to be filled up to the brim. We are going to have to get really creative with all of our stuff. Can I just like throw 100 rocks at these guys? Oh, they're within the area too. Wait, hold on. This is harder than it looks to actually get this to work. Oh, there we go. 3 seconds in and the guacas are already destroying a random sawmill. Can I just take them out? Yes. And well, I think the sawmill is also on fire too, but that's an acceptable loss. 34 raiders. Oh my god, they're actually sending an army. Fortunately, the guy we democratically elected is able to put a lot of emphasis on soldiers, although these are just galvanized priests. I would like soldiers, thank you. Heartfelt humanist. You are also kind of crappy. Sorry, we're gonna have to get rid of you too. I'm kind of surprised that people still even want to run up here, because everybody that touches this giant, the corpse is right there. He's like, oh, surely it'll turn out better for me. Ooh, idealistic collectivist. That's not gonna work for me. Oh, I shocked the plague doctor as well. I should probably be helping these guys a little bit more than I am, which is almost not at all. Although the humans are actually relatively competent right now. I'm kind of surprised that they're able to do as much damage as they are. I'm looking for some kind of military dude. You are a wealthy bourgeoisie. That's not gonna work for me. This guy's a cultist, so hopefully he's a little better. You are... Oh my god, why? Why all the humanists? I need you guys to die. He was a member of my cult, but you know, I don't discriminate. Zealed moralist. Oh, this is even worse than the last one. Oh, God. Okay, I think I need to stop killing people. By the way, my upkeep is 0. We have burned every single invoice in all of hell. Wait, we have 130 souls in here? Oh, my goodness. What happened? Okay, well, clearly a lot of people just died, and I was not paying attention because now my money is skyrocketing. But the problem is that the populace is also going to dwindle, and I kind of need a lot of population. You know what? Whatever. I'll take it. The heartfelt humanist, whatever. ever. 11 raiders, 11 raiders, 11 raiders, 11 raiders, 11, 11, 8. Oh my goodness. Wait, this guy's name is Penelope Dark Soul. He's gonna solo everyone himself. We have the protagonist of several video games. Wait, Penelope's got double damage. He's kind of cooking. Oh my goodness. Wait, did he just die? No, he just randomly went back to full health. I don't even know what's happening. How is he doing this? I gotta look at the notification of 33 raiders that have just appeared out of nowhere. Oh, this is kind of bad. You know what? I got a solution. Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I am more than happy to make. And just like that, no more lizard people. Okay, but there are now 30 souls in the cemetery. I'm starting to get the feeling that I might have made a slight mistake because the human population has taken a massive nosedive. So I am building all of these dream studios to try and increase the population as fast as I can. All of these things every 30 seconds are going to add a new human. The other minor issue is that nobody I've killed is actually going to get reformed because I didn't build my system that way. This is one of the things that might be a slight oversight. Fortunately, I am making an insane amount of money though, so you know, it kind of all is working out, even though this is just the most disgusting looking thing I've ever seen in my life. So as long as we're able to add more people every day to replenish our 69 raiders, well, I guess it is time to get to work. I just need to give them the I don't know what happened there. I need to give all of these raiders the business. I am actually just using my money. Oh, okay, that was a... Wait a minute, I can resurrect him. If I zap him again, I think it resurrects him. Get back up, sir. You are not done. I'm actually just going through and resurrecting every single dead person I can find because I desperately need population. The unfortunate side effect of using zap is that every time I use it, it also bounces to people nearby, and it is inevitably killing many, many people. There are 80 souls in the graveyard. Okay, I need to bring in the big guns, which is summoning if I put a circle right here, it should summon basically Rambo. Adam, whom is going to probably be able to deal at least some good damage against these lizards. I just need him to tank really, really hard. Unfortunately, I think I'm dealing more damage to Adam than the lizards are, so I'm gonna let him do his thing. He's gonna throw grenades and attack people with his battle axe. He's also got a gun, and you know, it's actually relatively good. This onslaught is insane. There's so many lizards. I just need to protect the temple. This is the only thing that actually matters right now. As long as the temple survives, we will not lose the game. Now that it's nighttime, all of my cultists should turn into guards to try and help me fend off the remaining raiders, but there's just not that many. I could resurrect them at least, so we've got that going for us. Claudette's smart gaze is moving at the speed of light, and she is just beating down lizards like a monster. Meanwhile, Adam, I think, is causing a little bit of collateral damage with that minigun of his. No, Adam, that's not an enemy, that's a wall. Oh, yeah, okay. It seems like Adam has thrown a grenade, and it is now setting everything on fire. That's not exactly ideal. Oh my goodness, the overpopulation. You know what? I have an idea, actually. I think I have a solution to this. New rule, let everybody go. I don't care if they're sinners or not. I want everybody out there on the front lines. Go, 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 go. These people are undoubtedly some of the worst criminals you have ever seen in all of your days, but I don't really care. We desperately need them on the field. At this point, we're just going to let everyone out of the underworld, and I think they should. Yep, here they come. They're all just getting resurrected like crazy. The population has been stabilized, and all we had to do was open the asylums and just let loose everybody out into the world. All right, we're on to round 2, and there are even more raiders this time. Big surprise. Oh my god, the population is just ballooning. I am using all of these people as meat shields. Oh my god, somehow I have... Wait, this is amazing. Our random leader turned into a insane person, but the insane person happens to be really, really towards rangers and getting more soldiers. So this is actually working out pretty well. We are, however, under attack by 63 raiders right now, and I think that number is only oh my god, that number is rapidly going up. There are massive raiding parties heading our way. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to deal with all of these dudes in an efficient manner, so I'm gonna deal with them in an inefficient manner. How many people did I lose? Oh my god, the grave! What have I done? I killed everyone. Oh my god, the only person who survived is Adam. He's still running around. I destroyed everything. I didn't think the radius was that big. Oh my god. What have I done? On the bright side, I have 34 employee level ups, so we can make our employees a little better. There we go. Let's just choose a million traits at random. I may or may not have made a slight mistake. How many raiders did I kill? Almost all of them, actually. So honestly, if you think about it, I kind of did the right thing. And by right thing, I mean, I'm gonna go do it again. I mean, there's basically nobody over here this time, right? Oh my god, I still killed killed like 20 people. How? Oh, the radius went over the mountain? Oh no, Adam is 1v1ing the Guaka's warlord, and he's kind of losing. Hold on, let's just zap him a million times. Actually, I'm pretty sure if Adam dies, can I just zap him a couple of times, and then we're just gonna immediately resurrect him? Yep, there we go. I just realized the bus upgrades turn it into a triple-decker bus, but it doesn't actually matter because there are so many people in the graveyard. They're literally getting bussed in here in the masses, and then I'm just letting them straight out so they can go right back into conflict. Finally, we get the best possible leader, an anxious patriot, and all it took was a extinction level event directly on top of the town center. The biggest problem is as these people stay in here, they get soul rot, which means they will eventually turn into zombies, and there is definitely not enough seats in order to successfully resurrect them. Each of these lightning bolts costs $3,000, and I have to do them anyway. Oh, I killed her on accident. That was my bad. I own up to that one. I have to resurrect so many people before they turn into zombies. Oh no, the zombies are all getting resurrected. There's now 17, and they infect other people and turn them into more zombies. The graveyard is still just completely full. Wait, I just realized I'm a secret genius. This corpse is burnt and won't turn into a zombie. My extinction level event obliterated the corpse enough that they can't actually turn into zombies. Why, yes, I am a little bit of a genius. We've also got like a billion chests back here for surviving an atonement event, and let's see what we get. We got, don't even know what that was, and it was really loud. So now that we've survived the atonement event, the only thing left to do is we have to destroy the remaining lizard places, which means expanding the human population by 1 billion. But to do this, I am going to need to employ a forbidden tactic, which is deleting the road right here and preventing anybody from entering the abducting pit. I have built 3 of these things called omnisyn combobulators. So I am going to let the third person run in there. Then I am going to demolish this, trapping all of these people into an endless cycle, which is that I am going to combine their different sins into a sin of my choosing, and I choose lust. So now we are going to work to combine all of these sins into lust and try and increase their lust as high as physically possible. All right, our one person right here is very, very close. She is about to hit 100, so we're going to lock her in here, and imminently 100. The moment a soul hits 100 sin, something a little special happens to them. They completely morph into a demon. So now she is going to teleport herself all the ways into the real world and rocket over there, and now this lust demon is just going to plant herself all the ways in the corner. Unfortunately, we have a nasty surprise for her. First of all, it's that she teleported on top of the lizards and they're now attacking her. Secondly, it is the meteor that I have now decided to drop on her head. Needless to say, she's dead. Or she would be if actually I didn't click on her and we can hire her. Defeated demons we can hire and we can actually use them in our buildings, and I really, really need her for a few of our buildings. Also, it looks like we spawned another one and she's just chilling over here. I'm gonna give her a, actually wait. Yeah, I'm gonna give her a different treatment, which is zap, 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 zap. Now that we're back in the underworld, we can assign demons to buildings to actually give them special effects. So certain buildings can only take certain demons, and this one that produces more humans, we can go ahead and assign one of our demons. The boost effect is that we increase the fertility of the humans created here by 100%. So I'm just going to go ahead and assign even more succubi to these things. And, oh, is that another demon that has spawned? Yes, I do believe it is, which means another day, another meteor to the dome. Honestly, the meteors are just a little bit of a formality at this point. I've also repeated this process with a wrath demon, and now we have one of these guys. They kind of look like the Balrog. Also, I really like how they have glasses. And of course, we are going to hire him. Wait, I just realized their names are gamer tags. At Firewhip MK2.
My APM deserves better.
All right, I've amassed a cult of 356 people. The actual human civilization is doing pretty well. It's, well, you can see that there are some minor problems in the underworld. We are going to ignore these, but now as nighttime approaches, I can go to my cultists and click them to go on a gigantic crusade, raiding the nearest hostile camp. Oh my god, you can see all the cultists just streaming across the landscape. This is gonna be less of a raid and more of an actual invasion. As a matter of fact, I can go around and lightning bolt them like this to, oh my god, they're so fast. They are zooming at the speed of light to these sleeping wargs, and they're just gonna surround them and then instantly beat them down. At this point, I've destroyed basically every lizard stronghold, and some of them just keep seeming to respawn, which means this is really the only big one left. So if I just destroy all of the anti-magic fields with the last shreds of money I still actually have, I am going to pause the game and use all of my money. Oh my god. I don't know if this is going to crash the game. There is a, oh my good. Tell me the warlords didn't survive that. Nothing did. But I'm gonna reload to a previous save because I think it's a lot more fun if we do something a little bit more creative. So as soon as I zoom out to the world map, you might notice a little something is about to happen. Goodbye, entire, oh my god, it lost me the game instantly. Oh my god, that's the temple. It's gone. The temple was destroyed by a zombie? No, I know what destroyed it, and it wasn't a zombie. Anyways, Sintopia, thanks for watching. See ya.